Well, old Dirty Dan's out moving around. And the coyote, they're out during the day. Even a rare glimpse of a bobcat. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies. Another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. Now, the woods are beautiful, and we've had a little rain. We need so much more. We need a good heavy downpour, especially for this pond. But I hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all doing well out there. And these little animals, they just live from day to day. That's all they can worry about. And like I said, the old pond, we could use so much rain. It's got a little water in it, but not much. So I want you to enjoy, get your favorite cup of coffee, sit down and enjoy these little animals, and let's see what stepped in front of the camper. Well, out on the ridge, it's just business as usual. These little animals, they just browse all day long, these does. And you can't tell them from the bucks because they've all lost their antlers. And the old turkey, the hens are still moving around on the ridge. They're nesting somewhere. And the coyote, out during the day. That's a rare sight. And there's old Yaller number 2, son of Yaller I call him. He's out making moves. And there's Dirty Dan out moving around. And there's old Woody. He seems to like the camera. Always seems to be at one. And there he is again. Here's a little family of wrens playing. Pretty sight. Here's a rare catcher of late afternoon, an old bobcat moving through. There's old Dirty Dan on the path, heading back home. There's a cardinal on the path. Ain't he pretty? There's a little squirrel, gotta say hi. And there at the log, there's old Ricky. He's just out doing his thing. And there's little Chucky. He's out scrounging too. And there's Woody again. Seems to like the camera. And there's a turkey. He don't like the camera. And there's old Dirty Dan. He's moving through. There he is again. Moving out. And up on the trail, the little squirrels are playing. I went on checking out the camera, look at it. And there's old son of Yaller moving through. Haven't seen old Yaller with the one eye in a long time. I don't know if something's happened to him or not. But he's been here for 2 to 3 years. And here's the rock. Old Ricky's always on his perch sometime or another. But he's watching out for old Yaller, son of Yaller too. The animals don't seem to like old son of Yaller. And there's old Dirty Dan, out cleaning his teeth, out on the patio enjoying himself. And he's off. But he comes back, comes and goes all day long. He comes back in. It's time to go lay down a while and relax out on the patio. What a day he's probably had. But he's up moving around. He's had a hard day, I guess. He's gonna check things out a little bit. And he's gonna head to the house here and take him a nap. Old dirty Dan. Down at the pond, water's really low, but the deer's still browsing his grasses down here, day or night. And on the other camera, there's a possum during the day, sticking his head right in the camera. That's all I got of it. You can see how dry the pond is, but the animals still love the pond. They always browsing down here. Maybe we get some good rain this week. Come dark, different shift coming on. The coons are out, right in the camera tag. And they're out making their rounds. And so are the possums. Possums seem to be moving around real great. I'm hoping to catch some babies, but I can't make them step in front of the camera. I've been trying to find that fox den. I know the foxes are having young, that's why we don't see them. And there's old Wishbone. Ain't seen him in a while. And the little old rabbits, I know they live hard. Everything in the world's after them. Especially these old coyotes. They're moving all the time. And there at the log, that looks like Joker coming through. You got to say hi. And I haven't seen old Sidewinder in a while. Like I said, don't get attached to these old animals. Now, there's old Wishbone again. The old coon's moving through. And they just browse all night long somewhere. But up here at the rock, this is one of their normal stops. They always like to check the rock out. That looks like old Chubby moving through. This is all their home right here at the Rock Motel. And there's Stripe. I haven't seen him in a while. Up on the ridge top, coons are moving across. There's No Tail going up, or they're going towards the pond. But there's an old possum beat them to it. He's down there at the pond. But the coons are always at the pond. Here's only one I caught after leaving. And you can see one right here, the sweat coming off of one wet coon right there. Come daylight, deer up browsing. The whole herd's moving around. Nothing don't push them off. And that looks like old Son of Yellow moving through again. Daylight. And the deer, they just browse all day long. They love it. But it's time for the squirrels. They love it too. They have a good time all day long. And they're comical to watch. So relaxing too. Now there's old Fancy Tail. See that little tail right there? Don't know how it got that way. I call him Fancy Tail. They're finding these nuts. And they have a good time all day long with their friends. So that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this week. Hope you enjoy these little videos. So tune in next week. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you next time.